Why aren't new cemeteries being built? With millions dying every single year, you'd expect new burial grounds to be popping up everywhere. Yet if you look closely, they're not. Instead, we see older cemeteries reaching capacity, while many others are vanishing. Some quietly abandoned, others bulldozed, some repurposed into housing or commercial land. So what's happening to all the bodies? Are we truly running out of space to bury the dead? Or is something much darker unfolding behind the scenes? Why exactly are cemeteries disappearing? If you've ever noticed the eerie lack of new burial grounds, you're not alone. And the answers may be far more unsettling than you think. It's a simple fact of life. People keep dying, populations grow, cities expand, but the dead continue to pile up. And yet in recent decades, we've seen a disturbing shift. Ancient cemeteries filled to the brim, while new ones rarely appear. You'd imagine with more deaths every year, the obvious solution would be building more burial grounds. But instead, cities around the globe are quietly running out of space for the dead. Old cemeteries are being sealed shut, declared full, or worse, repurposed for profit. In country after country, the creation of new cemeteries has slowed almost to a halt. Why? Where are all the bodies going? And why is the system that once honored the dead collapsing in silence? Look at the land itself. In many places, burial grounds are being swallowed by urban sprawl. The plots that once held generations are now being eyed by developers who see only profit. Old graveyards have been uprooted to make way for luxury apartments, supermarkets, even shopping malls. In some cities, burial plots are no longer seen as sacred ground, but as wasted real estate. The unspoken message: the dead don't matter as much as the living economy. But what does it say about us when we're willing to erase the resting places of our ancestors for condos and parking lots? Another reason often given is cremation. Across the globe, cremation rates have skyrocketed. In many countries, the traditional coffin and tomb burial is being replaced by fire. Faster, cheaper, and infinitely more space efficient. Families are told it's practical, even environmentally friendly. And as cremation becomes the norm, the demand for new cemeteries supposedly shrinks. But here's the catch. Even with cremation on the rise, millions still choose burial. The demand hasn't vanished entirely. So why, even in regions where burials remain strong, do we see almost no new cemeteries being built? One unsettling theory is that land has simply become too valuable. Cemeteries require large plots of ground that cannot be repurposed later. And in today's economy, permanence is a liability. Developers don't want to lock land away forever. And so cemeteries are pushed out, squeezed until they vanish. In overcrowded cities, the shortage is so severe that some cemeteries now stack coffins in layers, a practice known as grave reuse. In certain parts of the world, leases on graves expire. If the family doesn't renew, the body is exhumed and the space sold again. Efficiency, they call it. But what does it mean when the resting place of the dead is treated like rental property? Equally disturbing is the abandonment of cemeteries altogether. Drive outside many cities and you'll find overgrown graveyards, markers tilting, names erased by time. Forgotten by the living, these places rot in silence. Some are bulldozed completely, the remains beneath paved over for warehouses and highways. Whole communities of the dead, erased as if they never existed. Progress demands it, we're told. But each time a cemetery vanishes, so too does a piece of history, a record of who came before. In response, new experiments are being tested. Vertical cemeteries, towering skyscrapers of stacked crypts, burial pods, where a body is sealed in biodegradable material and planted beneath a sapling. Your grave becomes a tree. High-tech facilities that reduce bodies to ash with futuristic efficiency. These ideas are presented as innovations, but beneath the shiny surface, they reveal something darker. A society unwilling to dedicate land to memory. Instead, the dead are compacted, streamlined, and hidden from view. And then there are the bodies that don't make it to any cemetery at all. In some regions, mass graves are quietly dug for those who cannot afford anything else. In others, industrial cremation centers reduce hundreds of corpses daily, their ashes mixed and scattered without names. It's efficient, yes, but it strips death of dignity, reducing a human life to logistics. As the machinery of progress roars forward, the rituals of remembrance are being ground away. But what does this mean for us, the living? Cemeteries have never been just for the dead. They are places of memory where families return to connect with their past, where cultures anchor their histories. They hold not only bodies but stories, lineages, and traditions. If we erase cemeteries, we erase those stories. Without them, the dead fade from collective memory. And perhaps that is the most chilling part. We are not just losing burial grounds, we are losing our connection to history itself. So ask yourself, why are cemeteries really disappearing? Is it just overcrowding, economics, and modern convenience? Or is it part of something larger? Are we being conditioned to forget the dead, to move forward without looking back? A society that no longer honors its dead risks losing its soul. And if the dead have no place to rest, what does that say about where the living are headed? The disappearance of cemeteries is not just about land management. It's about respect, about memory, about who we are as human beings. The question remains, where are the bodies going, and why aren't new cemeteries being built? You be the judge. If you're awake, you already know what to do. Hit the link in our description and sign up for our free underground newsletter to stay informed, because the truth is often stranger than fiction.